So, welcome everybody. Happy Friday. All right. Ready for a new moment. Here we are in a new moment. Open to inquiry, watching the mind do whatever it does. So, an opening quote from Byron Katie. I'm a lover of reality because I know the freedom and power of being that lover. All I want is what is. That's it. My plan to change things could only leave me with less. Even a simple thought like, I'm not okay, can be depressing because it's a flat out lie. Even on my deathbed, I'm okay. That is the truth. I'm a lover of reality because I know the freedom and power of being that lover. All I want is what is. That's it. My plan to change things could only leave me with less. Even a simple thought like, I'm not okay, can be depressing because it's a flat out lie. Even on my deathbed, I'm okay. That is the truth. I love we have the thought, I'm not okay, or they're not okay, because then we can see really easily where to move, where to go, yeah, what to look at. So just notice what doesn't look okay. Notice what does not look okay. See if there's something that, you know, rises up to the top. Looks like the most not okay. Larry.
Okay, let me tell you what's not okay.
Yeah.
The future's not okay.
Ah,
I
good.
have to worry. That's where I'm at. I have to worry,
Yes.
and specifically about my wife. I've worked on this for a year at least. She's doing fine. She's doing fine. And I'm like Sherlock Holmes. I'm looking for clues to prove to me that this is an illusion.
Mm.
Things will get worse. And they will because on her deathbed or
Mm.
mine, I will not be okay
Ah,
at least in my mind.
yeah. So that is such a great one-liner right there. On my deathbed, I will not be okay. Can you absolutely know it's true?
Well, if you put it that way, of course not. But I have to hold on to this somehow. It's like magic or like what's the word? Um, holding on has power. Holding
Ah,
on makes if I yeah, I got to hold on.
gotta hold on. And when you're saying I have to,
Superstition. That's it. The word was superstition.
got it. Yes. Okay. Superstition.
Have to hold on, but it's a very powerful superstition for me.
Right. Not a great thing to notice. Like I have to have whatever holding on is. It's like having thoughts about this, turning my attention towards what it might be like. I have to think about it. I have to think about that. Like says the thoughts. I have to think about it. Yeah, that's the way freedom will come. You know, have to think about that.
Then I can control it. That's the complete superstition.
Yeah. All right. And isn't it great to just see, just notice them kind of come alive one by one, the concepts, and just think, hey, well, I mean, because we're here doing this, is it true? Is it true that I have to? I mean, I notice if I'm thinking about something that's coming in the future, there I am thinking about it, and then it just is completely gone because it was time to empty the dishwasher, or something. It's just totally gone for a little bit, and then it's back, and then it's gone away again. It's just kind of like almost it's there, now it's gone. Now it's there, now it's gone. You know. Anyway, just sort of an energy thoughts, and that's a good one to question. I won't be okay if I'm on my deathbed, and also I have to think about this. Thinking will give me some kind of control. Who else? What do you notice as a just a one-liner that appears that, and just in case you're new, one-liner is just like a thought or a concept that comes about here's what's so, here's, we might even say the story I'm telling. It's not to diminish that this is important to you, but here's how I see it. Uh, Cindy shares, I don't want to lose him. Yeah, I got to hold on to that. Yes, Lori.
Either my implant or this other procedure I had didn't work, or they did it on purpose, or they screwed me up. I don't know, something along those
They
lines.
screwed it up. They screwed it up.
And not only that, they did it on purpose. For some reason, I think they had some
Oh,
vendetta. I don't know,
that's
or
good.
they're crappy at their job. I don't know, something along that lines.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you know, they intentionally did it. All right. Awesome one. Thank you. Judy, do you need here we go. Unmute. There
Thank
we
you,
go.
every not 90%, I forget. Anyway,
That's all right.
there's the little gem for this morning. People shouldn't criticize me.
Ah, very good. Yes. What's the
Yeah,
worst thing about that? Like, why shouldn't they? It sounds like a crazy question a little bit, but what's
it hurt.
what's bad about people criticizing you?
I feel hurt. Um, okay, deeper than that. This is the first time this has come up for me,
Mm,
and it runs. I feel like it runs deep here.
mm,
I'll do.
yeah.
Um, well, I'm going to go to the place where I'm not good enough, probably underneath all of that. But when they criticize me, how do I react?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Well, I somehow immediately close off to a certain degree. I'm sort of
mm,
maybe listening 25, 75, more feeling here, 75, listening 25, but I'm
uh-huh.
blocking. I'm not listening to what they're saying. I'm blocking what they're saying.
Ah, yeah. Well, and I like what you said it's something feels hurt.
Yeah,
It feels
definitely.
hurt. Yeah, so it goes into protection mode somehow.
And I'm just realizing that this morning. I can feel it that
Mm,
so somewhere along the line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Good one to see. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks for sharing that.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte. Mm,
Mine would be I'm not safe. We had the earthquake yesterday, and it's not that close to here. It's like 60 miles away. So it wasn't like any damage right here, but then the tsunami warning came out. And yeah,
ah,
and we're in my mind close enough. So I'm not safest Mike.
yes. Yes. And that's a good one. The way I'm not safe is this is threatening, obviously, to the body. You know, yeah, I could suffer or die because of that thing, that natural event. Okay. So Megan says in chat, he should reply, be responsive. Yeah, that's such a good one. I love that one where it's just silence, but I'm disturbed because I'm wanting something. And And Yvette, my two friends don't reach out to me. Same thing. It's a good one. Milda,
Hi, hello.
hello.
I'm scared to get seriously sick.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So being seriously sick is frightening. Scared to
Like
get sick.
death kind of state of sickness, I mean, yeah. Like threatening my life, let's say.
Got it. Yeah.
It seems it can come around the corner anytime. You cannot predict.
Ah, yes. I would not be okay in that moment. Yeah. Terminal diagnosis.
Illness. Yeah, like things will fall apart. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Cindy.
Yeah, hi, Cindy. First time here actually, so
Oh,
thank you. Got
welcome.
a lot of
Yeah.
stuff, and yeah, very excited to work this process. I know what I need to do, what I want to do, but deep down, I don't think I can do it.
Oh, okay. All of those are kind of good. Just notice all of them. I know what I need to do. That could be questioned, and there might be something that's being invited that's, but I know what I need to do. Very interesting. Um, and then did you say and I can't do it?
I don't know if I can do it.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do what I need to do. Okay. Good one. All right. So several about the future. I noticed something coming. Odette.
So my youngest son, he's 4, and here in Ireland, most kids his age go to preschool, and then they'll be starting school next autumn. And he didn't like preschool; he wanted to go to preschool. So I'm now thinking, plus I don't think I'll send him to school next year, only in 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
because he won't be going to a mainstream school. He'll be going to school where the kids are it's a Sudbury school where they're free to do what they want, but there's nobody looking after them really, so he'll be a bit small. And now I just sometimes think there's not much to do. And sometimes we have things go planned, but then they're cancelled. So the future is just like, what will I do the next 2 years?
Yes. That's great. What will I do? And I need to do something. I need to have plans in place. Yeah.
Would be nice, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to do something. Well, that's such a good one all in itself. It's like I need to do something, I'm imagining this, and it's funny because it's kind of like,
I need to keep him busy.
yes, yes, right. Yeah. Because we'll think if I don't do that, it'll just look like I don't, would look like however it'll look. That's why I need to do something because I need to not have it be this non-doing situation. That isn't good. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Like, just noticing Patty. Yeah, Patty.
Something I was noticing as everyone was talking is, um, I can handle things until my emotions can't handle them. So, like if someone's sick, if I'm okay with it, I'm fine. But if I have a feeling like, oh, I'm going to lose something, then I'm not okay. It's almost like I want to control my emotions.
Ah, yes.
So I was thinking a lot about what people said, and every time if I'm not if I don't have negative emotions around it, then I can handle it.
Yeah.
Somebody says to me, "You're stupid," and
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about it, that's fine. But if they say you're stupid and I feel horrible,
Yeah.
then I want a way to control my emotion about it.
Yeah.
So I don't have to suffer, basically.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I don't like these things called emotions. I don't want them to be too big.
Well,
Right.
I like all the positive emotions.
Yeah, yes,
So
yes.
I think it's that I want to control my suffering.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So, yeah, it just sounds so human, don't we? Yeah. Thank you. Rhonda.
This is my first time
Oh,
here, and I'm
welcome.
a little nervous.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Um, I have this running talk in my head that my husband's going to die before me, and I'll be alone. And
Yeah.
that's I know that's I don't know if that's going to happen. I can't say yes or no.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's real hard for me to work on that.
Right. Yeah. Well, this might be a good chance. This is interesting. So,
Yeah.
thank you that's courageous to just say, hello, I'm raising my hand, I'm here. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just notice, with so many of these that go into the future, just watching, I don't like that. I don't want that to happen. That was a close call. And I don't want that to happen. Whether it's whatever it's about, more silence from friends or emotions or whatever, the worst that could happen is, the worst that could happen is, and just notice what will you fill in the blank with? And like yours, Rhonda, it would be, the worst that could happen is my husband would die before me. Larry.
Uh, I'm with Rhonda in that the worst that could happen is Carol dies before me.
Yeah, yeah.
But I realized it's not the death itself, it's reliving when, but this time she doesn't get better. That's really scary for me.
Uh, you just cut out a tiny, tiny bit. So,
Yeah,
so
I thought I did. What I said was, what's really the death is horrible enough, but what's really scary. Can you hear me? Tell me if I'm
yeah,
cutting it.
no, we can hear you.
What's really scary is that I experienced with her what she experienced when she was sick. Only this time it's really prolonged, and
Mm,
I have to live through that. She has to live through that, and we both know there is no um, there's no relief. She's going to die.
okay. So,
That is the worst possible thing I could imagine.
okay. Yeah. Okay. So just notice that, notice the picture you have in your mind and everyone, you don't even have to, it doesn't have to be about death and dying. It can be just these friends will never contact me. Like notice how the mind might say, like put things in sort of order of seriousness. And it would make sense that you would, because the prompt is, what's the worst thing? But even just look at your situation that you might have come here with. I want to I'm investigating this experience of life and then noticing that mind is saying, I don't ever want that to happen. The worst thing that could happen is, and you've got the picture in your mind. Judy.
So my one thought was people shouldn't criticize me. And this is what came up with the worst thing.
Yeah.
I will become totally rejected, feel totally rejected, written off, and become so depressed, and I'll lose the will to live.
Wow. Yeah. Good one.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Don't you love how, yeah, how bad it gets? Yvette.
The worst that can happen is that they'll always do this, like they won't initiate. And it feels like I will always have to initiate. So I feel like, am I stalking them or am I kind of,
Ah, yeah. Good one.
it just makes me nervous. Just
Yeah, so you know you're onto something. If it's just brings out some feeling, it's like there they are, if I don't initiate, they'll just never do it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good one. So, and Odette says, I will get depressed. Yeah. There'll be this no plans, we're not doing anything, or whatever it looks like with a 4-year-old, and I'll just get totally depressed. Yeah. You've got the image in your mind. Okay. Milda says, I will need to suffer. A lot of worry in my mind, intrusive, anxious thoughts. After the diagnosis, my family will suffer. I will die without reaching that state where I'm satisfied with who I am. Oh, wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have made it. I'd need to make many scary changes and always live with the fear that the illness might come back. I'd feel that God's punishing me. All right. We're already in how you react. It looks so it's all right. Just notice the mind. You could do that too. It gets very catastrophic. You have that image of what's going to happen and what it's going to be like. Yeah, Cindy.
Yeah, thank you. What came up for me is I'll stay stuck in this purgatory state of restlessness and I'll die an unhappy person.
Ah, yes, yes. Yeah, I love that. Stuck in purgatory, restless, and die unhappy. Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. And Lori says, I can't trust them. They said the procedure would fix things. It didn't work. Yeah, Karen saying, what's the first question? What's the worst that could happen? What's my vision of what will happen here in any situation, the one that's coming up that looks uncomfortable, troubling? Okay. So you wouldn't be okay in that situation. That's funny. We'll just take it from you wouldn't be okay in that situation if that's what happened. Right. You either weren't okay if you're looking at something that's kind of has looked threatening. Charlotte said earthquake, but you wouldn't be okay with that happening. Is it true? What a question. Is it true? And if you've got a yes, can you absolutely know it's true? Odette, did you have something?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
What you said before, is it true?
Yes. So if the worst that could happen is I'd get depressed, I think you said. Whatever. There you got that vision. You see the picture of your life. If that would happen, is it true? You wouldn't be okay. You would not be okay. Is that true? Charlotte.
So my worst that can happen, I can either go, I wouldn't be okay if a tsunami happened. That's the one that really scares me.
Uh-huh.
Or my thought when you said what's the worst that could happen, it would be like prolonged suffering. So should I question prolonged suffering
Sure.
instead of,
Yeah.
okay.
And you can definitely see, I wouldn't, there's something not okay about that, but yeah, go ahead and be specific. It's like just notice that your mind is showing you like this prolonged timeline. I'm suffering and suffering and suffering. It just doesn't stop. And it definitely is saying you wouldn't be okay in the middle of any of that, right? That's not okay. Larry.
Yes, I'd be okay.
Ah,
Okay. I should be okay.
oh,
This
you're
forever,
you're
not forever.
yeah, you just froze up and hiccuped with your
I had trouble with the internet this morning. Am I doing okay now?
yeah.
I shouldn't be okay.
Oh,
Fine. I'll be okay. Yes, I lived through it before. I'll be okay. I shouldn't be okay.
ah,
What person am I? I'm okay.
yeah,
You're saying I'm okay.
yeah. They aren't okay. She isn't okay.
You mean work on that?
Yeah, like just notice I'm okay. Oh no, I shouldn't be. Uh-oh. It gets scared about it somehow.
Well,
So,
she's much more okay than I am, for
okay.
sure.
All right. Well, good. You just got your answer. It's just for this first question, you know?
So you mean no? I'll be okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You got it. Yeah. All right. So that second part, can you absolutely know it's true? You would not be okay. Anyone get surprised by your answer? So Larry no, it's not true. I can't absolutely know it's true. I wouldn't be okay. Charlotte.
Definitely, I won't be okay with prolonged suffering
Okay.
on either place.
All right. All right. Double yes. So just good to notice. So yes, it's true. Would not be okay. It's absolutely true. Patty.
So, on the second one, do you absolutely know it's true? And sort of what Charlotte said, because I have the same worst that can happen. I loved everybody's answers because I could write them down.
Uh-huh. Yes.
But how do I know if it's like, how can you know if prolonged suffering how do you know you won't be okay with prolonged suffering? I mean, how do you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just like, of course, if I'm saying that and I choose to like commit suicide or something, how do I know suicide's not okay?
Right.
It's like, I don't know. And like, a lady down the street is suffering horribly. How do I know? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't it just a judgment whether they're okay or not?
I'm following you. Yeah. It's like I actually don't know, which I love that the answers I don't know.
And 5 million years ago, when my brother was 20 and I was like 23, he suffered. He was a suffering individual, and he finally ran out in front of a car and killed himself. And how do I know that wasn't okay? I just don't know. I mean, it's the first time I've ever even questioned, is suffering okay? I don't know. I keep trying to avoid it.
Uh-huh.
I keep doing all the things you can do to, whatever it takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know that when I'm in that suffering, I do everything to get out of it. My, it's like I
Yeah.
don't have any control all of a sudden.
Yes.
So I don't know. You're kind of blowing my mind a little bit here, Grace.
Well, I love the way you describe it. I don't know. So the answer then becomes like, yeah, when it's I don't know, it's can I absolutely know it's true and will know. All right, Cindy.
Yeah, actually, I think I kind of came to the same place is because I found myself arguing with, is it true or not true? Like maybe if putting variables in, well, if I do this, then maybe it'll be true. Or if I don't do this, then that'll be, like I found myself just kind of like going down this hamster wheel. And then the core of the issue is it true? And like, I don't know. And
Yeah.
so am I okay with leaving it in that space of I don't know? And yes, I am. I really am. I don't need to solve it, so having a question mark there is good for me. So thanks. Appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Very different than yes, it's absolutely true. Like our mind usually goes to, at least my mind. Yeah, I don't know. Rhonda.
Okay. I don't know if this is gonna go with what everybody's saying, but the worst thing that can happen if he dies before me is I'm going to withdraw from everyone, and I will have to be open for other people's help because I've only received I only let him help me because I'm disabled.
Uh-huh.
That puts me in a different situation because I'm disabled. I use a walker.
Hmm.
And I can't say that would, is it yes or no? I always come up with, I don't know.
Ah.
I never can just say yes or no on anything.
Yeah. Well, I do love that I don't know. When we're asked, is it absolutely true? Well, I don't know. Is kind of a no. I mean, it's not, I'm not saying, yes, it's true. So it's open. Um, doesn't mean I'm like setting the whole thing down and going, not true at all every moment, but there's something about it that's a no. With the I don't know is I can't absolutely know it's true that this would be.
So is it wrong for us? Is it okay for us to say yes?
Of
Because I feel like we're supposed to say no sometimes.
It's so okay to say yes. It's whatever is in your own heart. I feel like the only way it really ever worked for me is it's got to be in my own heart. It's the answers, which we're not always used to. It's like the answer can't be right here, of whatever it is that comes up with it. I'm thinking it's got to be out there somewhere, but it's right here in my own heart. So if it's a yes, I'm absolutely sure that it's true. That would be the worst thing. You can have that be a yes. Just be with it. Where it's only the beginning. We get to still inquire more, and then you can check again too. But it's not a supposed to be. Mm-mm.
And I don't think Byron Katie would, when I processed with her a while back, it can either be yes or no.
Ah,
But I don't know is so that's the first place I go to
sure. Yeah.
because I really think that I want to say yes, but
Uh,
I'm thinking I should be past that.
oh, well,
In
you
my
know,
growth, I should be able to say no. Does that make sense?
yeah. Well, just, it's so kind to yourself to watch the mind do what it does and say, I really want to go to yes. Yes, that would be very hard and I would be really suffering and that'd be the worst that could happen. I wouldn't like it. And, just what it does, all the things that it says. Yeah. And just still seeing that you're doing so well. You're like, can still watch the mind have its answers and then look at, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's all right. Yeah. So kind to the self. Lori. Hang on, I'm gonna unmute you.
So they told me it would fix my issue. It didn't. I wouldn't be okay if I couldn't trust them. So I am okay in terms of I am living with it. And it's interesting to me that I wanted the procedure because I said, I don't want to live this way. I will do this procedure. You say it'll fix it because I don't want to live this way. And now, not only is it not fixed, but it's worse. But now I I am living this way, and if I don't think about it, I am okay. I'm okay.
Wow.
So it's like, okay.
That is a very powerful statement. If I don't think about it, I'm okay. Just
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm still watching the mind do its like how you felt back then, and then something happened, and then how you feel now, and like what you're watching and noticing the images. But really good. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, some
If
ways.
I don't think about it, and if I don't think about, and this means, because since I can't open my mouth very wide now, does that mean I can't get the crown put in there? Or what anyway, whatever. But if I
Yeah.
don't think about it, I'm okay.
Yes.
And if I don't think about what does it mean?
Yes. Yes. I don't have a bunch of prediction machine going, like it does. What's the future going to be like? What's the future going to be like? That's all right that that thing's doing it, but well, let's just see what happens when you believe it. Many have said already, you notice what happens when you believe this thought, when you think it. How does it feel in your body? Like just notice the feeling. That's the worst. That would be the worst, says the mind. See those pictures that fill in? What will that be like? Just noticing the, oh no, don't like it. And where are those images happening? Are they reality or are they images of that? Katie asked that question. Really, the mind is amazing because it puts together those images. It gets a bunch of stuff together from the past or things you've heard about from other people or little snippets of news or whatever, just is gathering all this, it's gathering information. And it projects what might happen, how it might look. But I love that question. Where is all that? Where is all that happening? Is it reality or images? I mean, images. So, who would you be without the thought? Would you be without the thought? That's the worst that could happen. You just weren't able to think it. Would you be without the thought, I wouldn't be okay if that happened, if that was underway? Who would you be without the thought? Cindy.
Yeah, that's a great question because my mind immediately went to less self-absorbed,
Mm. Huh.
free to be like the best version of myself, because I really feel like that thought holds me back from experiencing life.
Wow. Huge. So you
Thank
feel
you.
that? Yeah. Free, not held back. Beautiful. No right answer here either. It's just noticing. What would you be without the thought? I kind of love putting it that way. What would you be without the thought? This is the worst that could happen. I wouldn't be okay. More in that I don't know place. At least that's where mine, I don't know. Open. It's totally open. Do we ever know? Do we ever know what's going to happen? Larry.
And tell me if I freeze. Am I
Okay.
okay so
You're
far?
okay so far.
Okay. Well, here you are. I'm okay. That's where I am. That's where I'd be okay. Which is actually true because right now, this moment, I am okay. I'm not, I'm not worried. I'm not suffering right now, this moment. So I'd be here. I mean, I really love these conversations because it challenges my thinking, which Lord knows needs challenging.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah.
So, so that's where I'd be. I'd be here. I'd just be here.
Awesome. And could it be that here feeling is available at any time?
Right.
Yeah.
When I'm here, I'll be here.
Yes. Yes.
One thing I wrote without thought, this wasn't even related to being okay. I wrote no time pressure, which is not
Oh.
really related to the statement I was making, but I realize it's what you're saying, really. It's just,
Hmm.
isn't this thought I should be somewhere else? And
Yeah. Yeah.
this, my mind, okay, as soon as this call's done, there's four things I got to go be doing. And,
Right.
I'd be where I am at the
Yeah.
time I'm there.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you. Yeah. Charlotte.
So I'm saying that I won't be okay if I'm in prolonged suffering.
Yes.
So in number 4,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still saying that there's going to be suffering,
Well,
but I won't be okay.
so there's that thing called prolonged suffering. Like, so the mind has labeled it, if it looks like that, like sort of persistent and many days or months go by or whatever it is,
Mhm.
that's prolonged and like suffering. Interesting. What do I mean by suffering? I don't know. Suffering means I'm like hurting physically.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's physical pain. All right. Um, and it'll just kind of show you, you'd be like in constant physical pain or every single minute. And I don't know, I already noticed like when I've looked at pain, like sort of a persistent pain that's continuous,
Yeah.
it it fades in and out. Like you forget that it's there for sometimes for a second. Or I mean, it's weird. It's like you can be watching a movie and then or something, to having a conversation, and it's there and not there and there and not there. And I know it's very close. We're really looking, but I can't really prove it is nonstop. And even if something was, there's something underway that changes. Like I go to sleep sometimes, then it's not there at all.
Yeah.
So I just can't know. And let's say you're dying, the death process. I mean, I don't know. It's, I've loved looking at that because it looks it's so fascinating in some ways that you have a temporary body here and then something happens and it's kind of like that huge question that maybe all of us have, like, what's going to happen when death comes? But just a huge, I don't know. And I don't know if I don't know for sure equals suffering. It seems like I don't know can equal, huh, let's see where this is going. Interesting, just as much. So I'm kind of like, who would I be without the thought? That is the worst thing. And is it for sure this prolonged suffering is underway?
Right.
And is it,
Yeah, and I haven't experienced it, so it's in my imagination, but my imagination can
yes.
get pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like I can imagine, like if I was looking at worst case scenario, I had a friend one time who had been a POW. And so then I think, is that possible that there was even a moment where there wasn't suffering? And I know I'm not going to be in that, but that's
Right.
where my mind goes when I think about other times of suffering.
Yes.
It's like, it is possible to me to suffer and never have a moment where you're not.
Yes. Yes.
But I don't know.
Funny because we don't know, like we're not over there in that person's experience, even though
Right.
I've had that thought too, watching people, very close friend, especially die of cancer, and it seemed like I was more nervous sometimes at the beginning than he was. I mean, we would have just these conversations about they go all over the place, even I wonder what will happen when you die, oh yeah, or then we'd be back on some childhood memory, and then I don't know, just be going all over the place. Fantastic conversations, but it didn't look like nonstop every minute. I saw images that he didn't see about his own body. Like he wasn't staring at things that were happening in his own body like I was, because I had a different angle on it. And I realized he's more okay than I am, and sometimes. And it was amazing, So anyway, just like, yeah, do it. Can we know it's true? I love
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Judy.
So mine was on criticism.
Yeah.
Would I be, this is what I wrote: peaceful, accepting, listening, checking in with myself to see if what is being said feels true for me, instead of being defensive. And then you said, well, with the what would I be?
Mm-hmm.
And this was interesting to just what came here: a clear space, no defense, just listening.
Wow.
Feels good.
Yes. Yeah. Nothing required. Just hearing stuff, just listening. Wow. Amazing. Yeah. Odette.
I'm gonna close
Yeah,
this
it's
first.
completely different without this thought. I'd be happy and could enjoy life. I would even look forward to life. I could be open to see what will happen, kind of excited even. And I can feel my love for my son. That feels good.
Yes. So sweet. Yeah. I wonder what will happen. I wonder what this will be like. We'll see. Yes.
Might be exciting, yeah.
Yes. Thank you. So great. Patty.
Well, Charlotte's talk about POW reminded me of, I want to reread. Oh, never mind. My dogs have gone off.
we'll come back. Lori.
So, what happens when I do think about it and the pictures that fill in and what it is like? Doom, doom, terror, effed up, wrong, wrong, wrong. Is it reality or is it image? Who would I be without the thought? About the worst. When if a feeling does come up, then I have this little mantra I can use to help. But also the other night, when I wasn't thinking about this kind of stuff, I had this real feeling of wanting to do something. There were a couple things that I've been wanting to do, and this feeling just bubbled up about, gee, I really want to do that. I didn't sign up for it. But I really had this feeling of wanting to.
Sweet.
And yeah. The other day, this lady showed me how to use the sewing machine. I haven't used a sewing machine in years, and it was kind of fun to even just go jun 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 jun. It was really kind of fun.
That's great. I love it. Yeah. That's so sweet because it's kind of like without the thought, I don't know, just little, it's not so narrowed down like looking at life through a straw, as one of my friends says. I'm looking through a straw at this thing that looks like a problem. All of a sudden, there's sewing, and I like this, and I'm breathing, and I like the picture on the wall, and I adjust the lamp, and I don't know, just all these little life, and I'm here, part of it all, moving. So it's not, who would I be without the thought doesn't mean I'm laying on the sidewalk doing nothing, you know. I'm still here, living in my life. Larry. Oops. Froze right in that moment.
Oops, I said I want to hear what Patty's going to say. Am I frozen now?
No, now you came back. You're okay. Good.
I'm back. Just wanted to say thank you for whoever you and others saying, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Because I can ask that question out of terror, or I could ask that question out of fascination.
Yeah.
To happen. What? Yeah. And I have no idea, and it's exciting. There's that.
Yes.
Oh my God, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I found that really interesting to look at that. It was almost like, well, yeah, enough. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And even with those things that look dangerous, whatever, unwanted, like dying.
Well, that's the trick or I don't know, trick's the right word. To take that into, because the dying process can be fascinating.
Yeah.
When it's other people, my dying process doesn't strike me as too much fun, but if I could get there.
Yeah. Well, somebody said
death or life.
If somebody had a magic wand and they said, okay, you know what, we'll just take that away and you won't have to go through the death process. You might go, what would I miss? Being a regular human, At least I've thought that. Yeah. Patty, yeah, let's see if your dogs are calm.
Yeah, and I have an extra one today.
See?
Well, one thing that I thought of is when Charlotte was talking about her POW, that book by Viktor Frankl.
Yeah, love that.
I feel like that is sort of, I've been afraid to read. I read it a long time ago, but I think I'm going to reread it just from listening to Charlotte. Yeah. But the other thing I really realized is that I said I want to control my suffering, and then I won't be okay if this happens. And I realized, who are you without the thought well, if I have no thought, I probably don't have any suffering. So
Wow.
I can't even, it's like I understand that all this is happening because I'm attached to the thought. You
Wow.
know, I started writing down uh what other people said. Like, I love the one about purgatory. I would be in the purgatory of wanting forever. I thought, man, she has my number. Um, but you know, all the thoughts that I think are real that I've attached to. I'm not okay. I'm not enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not in the right shape. I don't deserve happiness. These are all thoughts that are stuck way down in my brain that I believe.
Ah,
Now,
yeah.
if I didn't have the thought, where would the suffering be? You
Awesome.
know, like the core thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. So great.
And if something's happening in the moment, I would automatically take care of it.
Yes. Isn't that amazing? And what if we're all built like that? Like we really do, sort of move and take care of it and have a bunch of thinking, but we don't have to believe everything we think.
Yes, and I do love the way Larry redefined, you know, one way you say something, it's horrible, and the next way you say it, it's curiosity.
Yes.
So it's like keeping my curiosity.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. It's kind of a turnaround. It's like sometimes there can be a turnaround with a feeling. So if that happened, okay, this is a crazy like woo turnaround all the way over here. The best thing that could happen is, and I would be okay. And if it's hard to say the best thing that could happen, if it just feels absurd somehow, just notice, if it happened, we don't have to put best and worst on it. Just if it happened, I'd be okay. But what could come out of that would be okay, that would be interesting, even fascinating, even something of just human experience. Or just might as well give a little attention to this. Like, here I am, resist, resist, put the brakes on. Never, ever, ever do I want that to happen. And just kind of soften all that. And what if it was actually interesting that that happened and it had something to offer? Charlotte.
So what's the one of the best things that could happen in the midst of pain? Because when I think suffering, I think physical pain and I can't get out of it kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you do with that?
Well, you can see if you can genuinely find any examples of having pain being okay for you. Like, I don't know, I go to, it's good that the hot stove hurts because I quick take my hand away from it. So there's something set up to, as you move about this world where there's so much movement happening constantly, that you can bump into things that say, don't, nope, mm-mm. And I've had some pain that, just reoccurs and reoccurs from an injury. And it's taken me to really interesting places. Like it kind of comes and goes and in waves. And then somebody tells me about something that will happen, then I get to go meet those people. And they're kind of interesting, and it works or it doesn't. I don't know, you know.
maybe that's the best part, is that it really doesn't stay like in my mind. It just stays and it's unbearable and it's,
Totally.
like forever. And maybe that's the thing. It's just like, that's my imagination. I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never been in that state.
Yes.
So maybe it's that the best thing is it doesn't really, it's
Yeah.
not continuous. There are moments where maybe that's possible.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I notice
Okay.
I sleep through the night, so I'm asleep and the pain is
Right.
there. And there's days when I completely, it's hanging in the background or, yeah, it all
Yeah.
depends. But it's,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Thanks.
10 out of 10 every minute. Yeah. So that vision is something that isn't even real. Yeah. So, Cindy.
Yeah. The best thing that can happen is that change could happen. I'll discover even more about who I am as a person. And possibly I'll see how this struggle is only a part of me, but not my whole story.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Right. Wouldn't want to, miss that part of this human experience. Like there this thing is that's underway. This is what it could offer. Can't just divide it into a bucket of like all bad, all good, the way our minds do it sometimes. Judy.
Okay. So I realize mine was being rejected. I'm rejecting myself.
Ah,
I'm writing myself off.
yes.
And instead of feeling depressed, I would feel loving and peaceful. And instead of losing the will to live, I would feel grateful to be alive.
Wow.
I feel a lot of emotion right now.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Great. From losing the will to live to just being grateful to be alive and having this experience.
Mhm. Yeah. So I've had lots of years of depression, and that's lifting for sure.
Yes.
But what a flip.
Wow. Totally. I mean, it's amazing to say the best thing that could happen is I would be rejected. Like, flat out like that. Go like, yeah, what it would bring. We're not
It's
being crazy, but
funny that you're saying that because I play some rhythm anyway, and I'm at this open mic, and I asked this guy if I can play with him. He goes, no, no. And so anyway, no, no. And so anyway, I knew he was going pretty much knew he was going to say no. That's traditionally how he reacts. But now I just feel so much love for this guy. It's so good.
yeah, that is fabulous, right? Like, I hope it happens again. I hope.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I think of it, I go, oh,
Wow,
no, no.
huge. Yeah.
Really good. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. And I love that Judy's showing, there's the traditional three turnarounds. Like we've got our thing that we think that that's terrible. My thinking is terrible about this thing. It's really my thinking. I'm okay. My thinking's not okay with this predicament, but I'm okay. I'm okay. It's only my thinking. Such good news, really.
I just remember Katie saying, sanity never suffers. Says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I have a coffee mug and it says, let life surprise you. Yeah,
Nice.
I know.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So our opening quote again, I'm a lover of reality because I know the freedom and power of being that lover. All I want is what is. Imagine just, I'm okay with whatever is. I'm okay with it. That's it. My plan to change things could only leave me with less. Even a simple thought like, I'm not okay, can be depressing because it's a flat out lie. Even on my deathbed, I'm okay. That is the truth. I live this turnaround, right? Going into my day, going into my evening, wherever you are, and just going into this, moving into this life. Yeah, open, curious, willing to have whatever happens happen. I'm willing to have whatever's happened. No need to have a plan to change anything. It's just astonishing, really. Mind don't want to get all these plans, right? At least my mind. So enjoy, everybody. It's really good to be with you all today. This is awesome. Yeah. See you third Tuesday or first Friday. So back again whenever. All right. Lots
Thank
of
you, Grace.
yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.